Hey, what's up guys, it's Noah here. Welcome back to another video on the channel. Today we have the final installment of this Regice team that I've been using. Before we get into the video today, I just want to say if you enjoy the content on the channel recently, then feel free to subscribe. It doesn't cost anything, and you can always unsubscribe later. And if you liked the video today, then yeah, give it a thumbs up right below. Just click it and yeah, let's get into it. We have our first battle of the day. They're rated a little bit lower than we are. And they are using a full Eeveelution team. Umbreon, Jolteon, Espeon, Sylveon, Vaporeon, Glaceon. It's a little scary because like it's not like on meta team, so I really don't know what to go with. I mean, obviously they have Sylveon, but I still think Moltres looks really good here. They've got a few counters for Regice. I also don't mind Rillaboom. Here, Rillaboom and Rotom lead. Because they don't really have a... I mean, they have Vaporeon, but they don't have a great answer for these two together. I think Rillaboom and Rotom here, plus Dusclops and Regice in the back, looks really safe. Because Rillaboom and Rotom should be able to remove Glaceon and Vaporeon fairly easily. And then Regice should be able to sweep through the rest of the team. So that's the game plan here. It's probably Dynamax Regice in the back, but if I can get like a nasty plot up with Rotom, then there's no reason I can't Dynamax that either. Yeah. Before we get into this first battle, I just want to ask the question for today. I guess based on the opponent's team, what is your favorite Eeveelution? Mine's actually Sylveon. I really like Sylveon. When it came out in Gen 6, I loved it. I have a Sylveon Poké doll around here somewhere, but I have to find it. But yeah, I love Sylveon. So they lock in. Let's see what they go with up front. I'm hoping to see one of Vaporeon or Glaceon, or if neither of them come, that'd be ideal, actually. Because then Regice should be able to sweep in the back. But I'm hoping to see one of them up front here, so I can get an early knockout. They go Umbreon, Espeon to lead, which is not great, but it's also not terrible. I'm a little scared of the Espeon here. I'm also scared of the Umbreon yawning, so I kind of want to fake that out, I think. I don't think it would be weakness policy Umbreon in this situation. So I'm going to fake out the Umbreon and go for a good, just nasty plot. I'm not too scared of what the Espeon can do here. I mean, it does have a really high special attack. I'm also considering just overheating into that slot. But I think if I get a nasty plot up, I could just win the game. Is that greedy? I'm just going to overheat the Espeon. There's no reason not to just get good damage into this slot, I don't think. They don't protect either, which is good. I get to fake out an Umbreon. They go for Expanding Force. That shouldn't do too much. They go into Rillaboom as well. So I could have nasty plotted, but overheat should do a good chunk to this thing. Because Espeon's pretty frail. Yeah, it does do a good amount of damage to Espeon here. And then, obviously, Umbreon will take the... Oh, it's Inner Focus. That's right. I forgot Umbreon had Inner Focus. It's a good chunk of damage, actually. It's a little annoying. I kind of want a nasty plot again and just go for Grassy Glide here into Espeon. I think that's my play. I'm going to nasty plot here with Rotom, get back to neutral, and take a KO on the Espeon and kind of trade Espeon for Rillaboom. I think that's a good trade-off in this situation. I really don't want this Espeon going for screens either, so if I can KO it before it can do that, that'd be great. But it looks like it's more of an offensive set based on how much damage Overheat did. I don't know. I mean, I am modest max special attack, so you know, maybe that doesn't. Maybe that does a bit more damage than I think it does. Espeon's pretty frail, if I'm not mistaken. So I go for Glide here. I get my KO into Espeon, which is good. For a second there, I didn't know if it would. But we get the KO. And Rotom goes for Nasty Plot. Yawn here would be kind of bad. Although I would probably just U-turn out. Yeah, Foul Play into Rillaboom. This should KO. So I trade. He crits. I don't think it really matters based on the damage of the first one. Now the question is, do I want to bring in Regice right away? Probably not, right? I probably want to Trick Room up first. So I'm going to bring in Dusclops here. I'm intrigued to see what my opponent brings in. If they have Vaporeon and Glaceon. This could be bad. Okay, they're bringing Jolteon. That's not terrible. I can overheat this as well, and I can go for Trick Room here pretty safely. It's Air Balloon Jolteon. Okay, that's not too bad. And Citrus Berry Umbreon. Okay, I think I'm just gonna go for Trick Room here, and overheat the Jolteon. I don't see a reason not to do that. It's pretty safe, and I get a lot of damage off on the Jolteon, especially if it's Air Balloon. Like I should be doing a good chunk to this thing, and I don't think it can KO Dusclops with a mixture of Foul Play plus Shadow Ball maybe from Jolteon here. I don't think that will KO. So it screens. Okay, interesting. That did nothing, so that's a very bulky Jolteon. Fake Tears. Ooh. Oh, into Rotom. Okay, I'm fine with that. I don't really mind. I go for Trick Room, and I'm going to be able to break the screens with Brick Break this turn while going for... I mean, they just don't have enough damage, right? Like, I can just Brick Break and Nasty Plot again. Like, there's no reason not to. I'm going to Brick Break the Umbreon this time and Nasty Plot. There's no reason not to make this play. They protect Jolteon, so that's actually best case scenario because I'm Nasty Plotting here and I'm going for Brick Break into the Umbreon. So I get some super effective damage off. Breaks the light screen. They go for Snarl. That's not going to do too much. I do go to -1 with Rotom, but it's not that big of a deal. But I also do need this Umbreon gone sooner rather than later because of the Snarls actually. So I need to start Nightshading into this thing, I think, to get rid of it rather quickly. So I'm -1 in special attack right now on Rotom. I think the play in this situation is just to Nightshade and overheat or Nightshade Thunderbolt. I could Nightshade switch actually. How many turns of Trick Room are left? 3 turns. I like Nightshading into Jolteon here and switching actually. Do I like switching? Yeah, I can always max Rotom later if I need to, if Regice takes too much damage here, but it really shouldn't. Like, neither of these Pokemon put on a ton of offensive pressure here, and I just remembered that Umbreon can't Nightshade, or can't Snarl my Regice because of Clear Body, so I think this is pretty safe, actually. The question is if Max Hailstorm +2 KOs Umbreon here. So I get my Nightshade off into Jolteon. That's a good chunk. Snarl comes out. This should do about 2 damage to Regice. Yeah, nice. Dusclops takes some damage, but like realistically, it's not a ton. They go for Thunderbolt into Regice. Regice eats that very nicely. So I can max Regice here and just go for Max Hailstorm. There's no reason not to. Because I'm getting Grassy Terrain Recovery as well. And while they are too, like, I think I'm in a really good spot here. I'm just intrigued as to what their max in the back is going to be. I think if it's not Glaceon, I'm actually in a really good spot. Because I forgot I have Zap Cannon on Regice, so I can probably hit the... Vaporeon for good damage. I think I want a Hailstorm here into one of the slots. Probably Umbreon, right? I want that a little bit more gone faster. Is that right? Yeah, because I can probably pick up a KO and Jolteon the next turn. And I'm a little scared of it protecting, and the Umbreon hasn't showed Protect yet. So I want some big damage off onto this Jolteon or onto this Umbreon. Because I think that's the... I don't know if Rotom can beat that in the end game. Same with Dusclops. Like, Dusclops has a big problem with Umbreon in general. Especially if it starts going for Foul Play, so I think I want this thing gone. So this Jolteon has Light Screen. It probably has Reflect, and it's shown Thunderbolt. So it's probably like max speed, max HP. Yeah, interesting. Not really sure. So Dynamax our Regice here, and we're going to get our Brick Break off, which is really good. Yeah, they protect Jolteon, and that's what I was afraid of. I was afraid of the Protect Jolteon here. They don't protect Umbreon, which is incredible for us. We get our Weakness Policy off, we get our attack off. Like, this is pretty ideal here. And that, like I said, they can't snarl us because I have clear body. So Hailstorm should be pretty free in the ensuing turn into Jolteon. Let's see how much this does. Oh, it just that'll KO after Hail. So that's really, really good for us. Whatever Umbreon goes with here, like, we're gonna KO. Oh, it has the Citrus Berry. That's right. So actually not KOing there's a little bad for us. Actually, it's not terrible because now we can pick up double KO with... Okay, Foul Play's not going to do any damage. Nice. I mean, it does some because of the weakness policy, but not enough. So we can Nightshade into Umbreon here and Hailstorm into Jolteon and pick up a double KO, and then it's a 3v1 versus whatever's in the back. So Nightshade and Hailstorm. And this is really, really safe because, like I said, neither of these Pokemon can... I mean, I'm assuming the Umbreon doesn't have Protect because I feel like it would have gone for it by now. It would actually switch out Umbreon. Okay, I'm good with getting some guaranteed damage into whatever comes in. Okay, Sylveon is going to be their max. So I have Flash Cannon for that as well. So I'm not worried about that at all, actually. Yeah, that just does way too much damage. Get the KO onto Jolteon. And I believe... Is that the last turn of max? It might be the last turn of max. I think it is, actually. Or not the last turn of max, but the last turn of Trick Room. But I still think I should be okay here. Yeah, last turn of Trick Room, but we have one more turn of max, and they have their Sylveon still to max. But yeah, Flash Cannon, or not Flash Cannon, but Max Steel Spike is actually really free here. I'm assuming they might Max Guard, but I'm going to Nightshade anyway into the Umbreon because I really want this to be a 3 versus 1 if I can help it. And I don't think, like, as bulky as Sylveon is, 1, I don't think it lives a Max Steel Spike at +2, and 2, I think I live whatever attack it goes for because my Regice is very, very bulky. So, we'll see. We'll see what they choose to go for here. I'm intrigued as to what their Sylveon's item is as well. Maybe it should have been Trick Room here. Oh, they go for Taunt. Okay, that's fine. So, it's a good thing I didn't go for Trick Room. That makes sense, actually, that if they don't have Protect. Ooh, they have Max Flare off Mystical Fire. Oh, that does nothing. Okay, I was like, that could be a problem, but no, that's not gonna do like anything at all. And I get my Steel Spike off now, and this might just win me the game. Actually, this might just wrap it up because I did go for Nightshade. Let's see how much damage this does. Oh, very, very close. But we'll get the KO with those Clops next turn. So yeah, game 1 with Regice again is a win, which is very good. Should be a wrap. As long as we can, I mean, they might Max Guard, but it doesn't really matter. We're going to get the winner here eventually. It's just Flash Cannon, Nightshade. That's interesting that Sylveon did, like, 0 damage. Regice is just so good with, like, its special defense is, I think, base 200, which is just ridiculous. Like, that's an insane amount of damage, honestly. This is probably going to be 2-0 here because Sylveon can just hit me with Max Flare again, but Dusclops is picking up an easy KO here with Nightshade, so I'm not too concerned about this one. But yeah, I really like how the team's synergized so far. The only thing I've considered, like, swapping out is Rotom Heat for Incineroar, but without Rotom Heat, the team really struggles against Glastrier, so Rotom Heat's kind of been my go-to Glastrier answer whenever I've come up against it because... Yeah, I can burn it, and it takes, like, nothing from all the attacks. Like, it resists the ice, or it's immune to the ground attacks, it double resists the steel attacks. And it's neutral against the fighting hits, but, it's neutral against the fighting hits, but Max Knuckles only 90 base power, so Rotom eats it pretty well. Citrus Berry with him, yeah, Snarl, Fake Tears, Foul Play, Taunt. Yeah, so we ended up seeing the whole set there from Umbreon, which is pretty cool. Protect, Light Screen, Thunder Wave, T-Bolt. That's a pretty cool set. I don't mind that. Was it max speed, max HP? Almost. They had a lot of defense. Okay, that makes sense. Does it? Oh, I hit B. I always do that. Yeah, we'll play one more today. And that was a longer one, but hopefully this second one won't be as long. So we're up to 13,155. Yeah, if you guys enjoyed that first battle, then leave a like for Regice kind of sweeping in the first game with the weakness policy. It's yeah, it's good. I like Regice a lot. It's done very well for me when I've used it. So this is a much higher ranked opponent, and they have what looks to be a much more typical team with Gardevoir, which is kind of cool. Always like to see a Gardevoir. Regice looks really strong here, though. Like, incredibly strong. So I kind of want to lead Rillaboom Dusclops and then bring Regice plus something else in the back. Rotom, maybe? I don't want to get slept by that Amoonguss, though. That's kind of annoying. Maybe I'll lead these two. I think I want to bring the same Pokemon, actually. Feeny actually looks really good here, because I can set up the Misty Terrain. Huh. What's most likely to have Taunt? Oh, it's probably going to be Imprison Gardevoir with Trick Room, right? So, do I want to lead Regice? I think actually leading Regice Feeny is actually not a bad idea here. But I don't think I max it right away. I think base Regice actually just does work here. Because it hits the Landorus, it hits the Dragapult, it hits the Amoonguss, and it hits the Togekiss, and the Clef and the Gardevoir. Actually, it hits every Pokemon on this team for super effective damage. Between Flash Cannon and Ice Beam. So I kind of like leading it here and just stopping the Amoonguss from from whatever it is, from Sporing. Do I want to bring Moltres or Rotom here in the back is my question. I think I want to bring Rotom. It's a bit weird because like I said, I'm probably not going to Dynamax Regice, but I'm still bringing it. Regice I don't think is a Pokemon you normally want to lead with this team. That's not how I built it, but in this case, like, it has an incredible matchup against all of these Pokemon. I think in the way, like, you want to bring Regice, like, you're using Regice as an alternative to Glastrier, one, because it's a special attacker, so it can't get burned and it can't get, like, intimidated, but it also, okay, this is a good lead for us, actually. Huh, okay, I'm actually going to hard switch Regice out into the Rotom here. I think that makes a lot of sense, and I'm going to Dazzling Gleam, cover for a Follow Me. Yeah, this makes a lot of sense for me because Dragapult might max here, or I might go for Dragon Dance, and so I just get a ton of damage off with Dazzling Gleam. They don't max, so like I said, Specs Gleam is just going to do so much damage here, even if they Dragon Dance. Yeah, this might KO Dragapult, and if it doesn't, it's going to do a ton of damage. Let's see how much this does. Oh, that KOs through Friend Guard. That's... okay, we crit. I don't know if that mattered. It is into Friend Guard, but it is still Specs Tapu Fini, so I'm not really entirely sure. But that's a really good first turn for us. They did get a little greedy there with their Dragon Dance, but yeah, like, Specs Fini is just incredible. I really like that damage output that it has. Do I want to burn this Landorus is the question. Probably, right? They could just go for Follow Me again. I'm definitely switching Tapu Fini out here. I could also Nasty Plot, but they might go for Max Rockfall or Rock Slide here. I'm thinking about actually just... no, I'm going to burn the Landorus with Will-O-Wisp. And switch to Dusclops here. Because I think if I get Trick Room up now, like, I just win the game with Regice in the back. So they go for Follow Me, which makes sense. So the Will-O-Wisp actually isn't going to land. But that's actually not the biggest issue because, like, Will-O-Wisp is going to get protected by the mist, but Landorus obviously isn't protected by the terrain. So it's actually not that big of a deal. I could have Nasty Plotted there, but I'm not too concerned, actually. I think I just want to go for the same play again because I think only a Helping Hand KOs the Dusclops here. And if they Helping Hand, then I get the burn off on the next turn, so should be in a decent spot here. Yeah, I do, like, I like Tapu Fini coming in here. They do max Landorus, which makes sense. They should just go for Follow Me again, but I'm using Will-O-Wisp as sort of like a Follow Me check. Like, they have to Follow Me. They can't Helping Hand with Landorus here because if they do, Landorus will get burnt. So, yeah. I'm actually missing Haze on Dusclops here, you know, because I have the Brick Break to activate Regice's weakness policy, but, yeah, that's kind of the problem with what I've got going right now. They go for Follow Me again, which is the right play. I don't think this should KO my Dusclops, even at +2. Oh, it's Rockfall anyway. Okay, so this is into Rotom, which means I get a free Trick Room up, and yeah, we're in a really good spot here. The only problem is follow me again, but I think at +1, I live a attack from Landorus into Regice. So I'm going to Steel Spike into the Clef here. I think is a good play. Or do I just bring out Feeny, actually? I think bringing out Feeny and Muddy Watering is actually not a bad play either. I could go for either. It depends on what my opponent has in the back. I mean, what is Feeny's use here? I brought Feeny to beat Landorus and to beat Dragapult. So I think Feeny has to come out here because it gives me, like I said, it gives me a good check against the Follow Me again. And I'm going to Nightshade to ensure damage into the Clefairy if it doesn't protect. Which I think it should follow me again, because if I get a Scald Burn, yeah, if I get a Scald Burn, like, Landorus could be in some huge trouble here, so Specs Muddy Water should do some damage. As long as we connect. We really need to connect on Landorus here, I think. Well, actually, as long as we connect on Clef, actually, I think we're in a good spot. We miss one. We miss Landorus. That's not ideal. Do we KO the Clef? We don't. That's actually really bad, because Landorus now gets the special defense boost. Oh, and it actually just straight up KOs Feeny, so we're actually in a really rough spot here. However, Clef doesn't quite go down to sand, which is really frustrating. I could max guard Regice here, predicting the max Rockfall. Is that what I want to do? Because Clef does go down to another turn of sand. I'm just a little concerned about Landorus going into Dusclops here. I really want to go... the play I want to make is Brick Break Steel Spike into Landorus to get the defense boost. Actually, do I even need a Brick Break? No, I think Nightshade Steel Spike actually... yeah, because in this case, I'm actually letting Landorus activate my weakness policy for the next turn. How many turns of Trick Room are left? Yeah, there's 3 turns. Okay, I think this is the play I want to make. I think I want to Steel Spike into... Definitely want to max... I'm going to Steel Spike into Landorus, get the defense boost, and Nightshade into Clef. This way, both of my Pokemon on the field get the defense boost. And I should pick up a KO onto Clefairy, and hopefully Landorus activates my weakness policy. And if it doesn't, then if it quakes into Dusclops, I think Dusclops lives at +1. Like, Dusclops is a really, really bulky Pokemon, so I think I live at +1, but we'll see. Does Clef protect? Clef goes for Follow Me. Nice. Okay, so I get the KO with Nightshade here, then I'll get my Steel Spike off. The question is, does Dusclops / Regice live the hit from Landorus? And I think both of them do, but we'll see after the Steel Spike. We go... Alright, let's go for Steel Spike. This should do like 30%. I forgot they had the special attack boost. Or the special defense boost, rather, from Max Quake. They go for Rockfall. Okay, so this is good. This is gonna activate my weakness policy. Regice takes so much from that, though, which is ridiculous. It's a little scary. I mean, it's a 2v2, right? Like, it could be a lot worse. And Dusclops has a defense boost, so it should beat whatever comes in a 1v1. So, I don't think this is actually the worst case scenario for us, because we can go for Max Hailstorm now into Landorus, and it should pick up a knockout. It's a Moongus is the last. It's a little annoying, because the Misty Terrain just ran out. So they're probably just going to spore the, Regice, right? I have 2 turns of Trick Room left. I'm trying to figure out how to get through these without letting Landorus KO me. I think I have to go for this play. I mean, they could just Rage Powder here. That's definitely an option too. So in that case, I want to go for Nightshade. If they Rage Powder, I think they lose. They should just go for Spore. They should just spore my Regice here. They do just spore my Regice here. Okay. Yeah, I needed Misty Terrain up for one more turn, and I didn't get it because of the switch out into Feeny. So my Regice falls asleep, and this should be the end of Regice with the Rocks. Oh, they go for Fly. Okay. Hold on, this game isn't over yet. Because I can protect away the flies. And Dusclops should be able to eat the flies pretty easily. So I'm going for Hailstorm here again, this time into Amoonguss, just in case I wake up. And I want to this time go for Pain Split into Amoonguss. I think that's a good play. They could also protect Amoonguss here. Yeah, that's the play I'm gonna go for. They should spore Dusclops here, right? So I'm gonna Pain Split Amoonguss, get some health back. They do spore Dusclops. Okay, that makes sense. I need a one-turn sleep here. I think that's what this comes down to. Yeah, this Amoonguss is so problematic. I don't get the one-turn sleep, so that should be game because they should just either way. If they connect here, they're in good shape. Like whichever Pokemon they connect to, they go into Dusclops. That actually doesn't do a ton. They're going to need to connect a Rock Slide here onto Regice, or else I can KO the Amoonguss here. Also, that's assuming I wake up and don't get a 3-turn sleep, which would be kind of rough. What do I want to go for here? I could Pain Split the Amoonguss again, but I think what I want to do is Trick Room, just in case. I mean, this is my first turn of sleep, so I've got to take a turn of sleep anyway, and Dusclops doesn't actually matter. They protect Amoonguss, which is the right play. Like I said, they have to connect a Rock Slide. Here, they EQ. Okay, never mind. This should KO everything on the field, actually. It doesn't actually quite KO Dusclops, but it doesn't matter. Like, I don't think I was getting out of this one. Yeah. The Misty Terrain ended one turn too soon. And I think that's probably why I should have maybe swapped into Regice first, as opposed to Feeny. And I did end up missing the Muddy Water, which was a little rough, but there's no out of me for this one. I'm just gonna click Trick Room. They're gonna go. They actually get the Double Protect, which is kind of funny, but they're just gonna KO me with Earthquake here. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this last sort of installment with the Regice team, then leave a like for Regice down below, and remember to comment what your favorite Eeveelution was. Like I said, mine's Sylveon. I really like the design and the moveset and the stat distribution and stuff. But yeah, let me know what yours is in the comments down below, and I will see you guys in the next episode.